The drums of war begin to sound, and it's time to get ourselves into Champion Select. Let's see how we go about it. Fnatic instantly targeting the solo lanes. Jace and LeBlanc banned away. IG responding by saying Victor will not see Summoner's Rift.
3 of the semi-final power picks and now the Akali tournament power pick are all taken away. IG was banning the Victor on blue side in their semi-final. Seems like the Shy just doesn't want to deal with it, whichever side the Rifty's on.
Yeah, Victor going to be out of the game as well. Jace here, banned by Fnatic, used expertly by both the solo laners of Invictus Gaming in their semi-final to get here today. Definitely a good ban there. And they're rounding out all of these solo lane bans to take away what has been used so much over the course of this tournament.
The final ban from IG is going to be Rakan, the only one of these 6 to not target the solo lanes, as Fnatic will think about their first pick.
And interestingly, they actually ban away the Rakan, denying Xayah Rakan over something like the Urgot, which is available, over the Aurelia, which will be first picked by Fnatic. Will be, of course, a flex pick between top and mid lane, but interesting to see Urgot, who dominated all of the conversation. We've seen it fall through picks once in recent memory. I don't know if Invictus Gaming will pass it up.
Yeah, Fnatic definitely putting a lot of weight on Caps' Aurelia. This is something he's used tremendously throughout this tournament, one of his most played champions. It is one of the more risky assassins as far as having to commit a little bit further up into the lane. And this has been something that we've had a very close magnifying glass, how far these mid laners will play up and how quickly the junglers will come to turn the tides.
And speaking of those junglers, you can see Invictus Gaming quickly putting Ning on a champion that he is known and loved for, that Camille, that comfort pick, locked in for them, along with that Alistar.
They did hover over his other pocket pick, the Kayn that, of course, he played once in the LPL Grand Finals. Does jump onto the Camille, which, again, much more normal pace for him. Again, interesting. Urgot is skipped over. The Alistar priority shouldn't be a surprise. Alistar has been a first-pick support for a lot of the tournament. The reason why IG takes it in this first round is a blocker pick to Sivir. Most AD carries refuse to play Sivir into Alistar because the spell shield does not negate headbutt pulverize, and thus you get engaged on very reliably.
In addition to the laning phase prowess of Alistar, one of the big reasons it's been so highly prized at this tournament is with the ultimate from the support position, you can be the initiation and a bit of a frontline for the team, with Invictus Gaming showing a much squishier jungler and probably looking to have a more offensive carry for the Shy in the top lane. That might round out, their overall composition. But we have to catch up here. They've already got the Urgot now locked in, another power pick for Fnatic.
And this is very interesting because now you consider what they have. Ostensibly, both solo lanes and their support are locked in. If IG want the Scion, the usual tank answer, it means the Shy. Very unlikely to be on a carry this game, probably going to be on the Scion that he does have a good record on. He is 3-0 on the pick, so definitely a containment pick. But suddenly, one of those win conditions for IG of unlocking the Shy to be a hard carry like he was on the Jace is already going to be a bit of a secondary variable now with the Scion matchup.
Meanwhile, the other pick for Fnatic also very important. Hylissang has played mainly the Rakan or Braum. Those two champions pretty much only, with a couple of other picks here. So Braum with the shield, very important for lane phase for Rekkles. Rekkles is a marksman that likes to farm up, play very defensively in the lane phase. He has one of the highest KDAs and least deaths because of this play style, and it has found success for them.
Talking about marksman, going into ban phase 2, that is the name of the game. Rekkles has played a lot of Sivir, Jackie's played none. It's a very easy ban for IG to make. Fnatic also taking the Lucian off the board, one of Jackie's favorite picks throughout the regular split of the LPL.
And also a pick that everyone in solo lanes is also playing around with for flex Lucian possibilities. Usually a Jackie Love pick. Speaking of Jackie Love picks, just going to default to the Kai'Sa that started this tournament with a bang, has kind of gone to more of a whimper recently, but they have a lot of setup CC to apply the plasma and allow Jackie Love to still be a big carry in late game fights.
Exactly. We can already start to judge the entire team compositions that are forming here. Invictus Gaming coming out with a much more solid 5-on-5 setup with those tanks on the front line, and the Camille plus Kai'Sa very very good at finding picks throughout the game. But look here, Fnatic locking in the Jhin in answer for lane phase here versus Kai'Sa. A lot of early burst damage potential.
And this is going to be the first Jhin played by Reckless, as we will see the Lee Sin locked in for Broxah. So much conversation about how well this man has been jungling throughout Worlds 2018, and this has been one of his signature picks.
Exactly. The Lee Sin has been amazing for Fnatic, and Broxah in particular. This man has been the best jungler at the World Championship, and in large part due to creative plays with this champion.
I think he's had one of the best tournaments a jungler has had on the international stage ever. He has been outstanding. We see the draft finally rounded out. Was considering the Rise was rookie, probably going to land on the Lissandra. Big takeaway here from Fnatic. Very physical damage focus. Usually Jhin doesn't want to deal with frontline tanks. He gets a lot of them on the opposition side. Kill still can play 1-3-1 very adeptly, especially if they're able to keep the Scion down and not allow his tankiness to take over. But this could still very much turn into 5v5 team fighting with the setups we have locked in.
And Rookie on this Lissandra, he has made so many plays on this champion. When you look at Rookie, you're not just talking about a guy who can manage to, sometimes he farms up and beats his lane opponent down, sometimes he roams around. He consistently outperforms lane opponents in shoving them in, getting ahead, rotating around. He finds more kills bottom lane than he does around his own lane because he affects the team so well.
Yeah, exactly. It's been about his movement around the map to take his advantage to help out the rest of the team. We shall see now as we are moments away from starting off game number 1 here at the World Championship Finals.
And game number 1 is so important for these two teams who have played such a fast, explosive style before. If you can get your momentum going and make things happen, you could really get yourself off to an awesome, fantastic start here.
Lots of young players on the Rift, 2 squads that, of course, not been in World Finals for Fnatic since Season 1, and then, of course, for the LPL teams, also been a really long time, so there is so much talk about momentum here. You win the game 1, that post-game team talk is a lot more comfortable.
The stage is set, the curtain is drawn, and game number 1 opens up for the World's 2018 Grand Final between the LPL and the EULCS. You're going to see everyone drawing that line of scrimmage down the river now as pings start to come out from both sides.
And I want to focus in on one theme here early on in the first game, and that is this river that we're looking at right now. The river is the highway that connects all 3 lanes on Summoner's Rift and has been the way to control the early game as far as jungler movements, using control wards to allow their supports to affect the other lanes. This has been something that Fnatic especially used to help out Caps, even when Rookie got a 1 versus 1 lead.
And while the importance of the river has always been there in League of Legends, it's even more important at level 1 now with those spotting wards to spot out jungle paths around Scuttlecrab that required camp early. So important they had the clear there is a bit of a hello from the Fnatic bot lane as they enter lane.
Reckless goes in, manages to proc that final shot there to grab the stun, now backing himself away. Lots of damage coming out from both squads here as nobody's pulling any punches.
Really nice trade there as Fnatic found IG, and JackeyLove took an entire round of that Q passive, but even more trading.
Balan about to be stunned up for a second time here. Does get himself back in time. Fnatic don't want to go too crazy here, but man, these guys are getting scrappy early. Broxah doing what we often see from junglers, making a trip down towards bottom side as soon as he grabs the red.
Yeah, bottom lane has been very important. This has been a super common route, though. Junglers prioritizing red buff into Scuttlecrab. We've seen this over and over the entire tournament. And Broxah here on the Lee Sin will be able to get this vision, which is important considering how aggressively their bottom lane is pushing forward and trading in this lane. They need the extra security.
Broxah actually played blue side Lee Sin in, I believe, the tiebreaker game right at the end of group stage against IG and put off a level 2 lane gank with red buff. So something this time that JackeyLove and co were ready for. Still nice trades on the bottom side for Fnatic. As Ning sees all the action bot side, can't really impact it for now. Gonna settle on level 3 and the Scuttlecrab.
Yeah, it looks like we're seeing a little bit of vertical jungling here as both junglers head into the blue buffs of the opposition there. And Doesn't look like they're going to be stopped anytime soon. Broxah needs to clear off this Gromp, and he'll find himself at level 3 as Jackie Love and Balan are on the back foot here, farming up in the bottom lane. And the man on your screen for Fnatic, Reckless, has boasted some impressive stats so far this tournament, has died in only 7 out of the 14 games he's played. Half the time he is deathless. What a performance.
He has had the least deaths per game of any AD carry at this tournament. And in this game as well, we also just saw, I want to point out something Hylissang did. His lane partner there, the Braum, put up the unbreakable wall to block damage, protecting the cannon minion and denying that gold to Jackie Love. Broxah on your screen, though, just comes back from enemy territory and will return to his side of the jungle.
Adaptations on how to keep Broxah in check was something IG would definitely want after going 2-0 down the second half of the round robin in group stage, and largely due to Broxah outclassing Ning on the day. But also Hylissang, who was able to be a backup jungler on specifically the Braum and come to mid lane and impact lanes that were consistently won by Rookie. We talked about a lot in the pregame, how good a player Rookie is. Against Caps, another super hyped mid laner. He won lane 3 out of 3 games. He was able to exert huge pressure solo and draw so many resources. Any backup he can get from Ning and Baolan will be welcome respite for what should be a pretty tough matchup in mid, just in terms of how many resources Fnatic will send to shut him down.
And as we keep looking towards the bottom lane again and again, I want to also highlight when these two teams played against each other in group stage, the second and third games when Fnatic found their victories. Jackie Love didn't have super impressive showings, but in that first game, he went 11-1-8 on this same pick on the Kai'Sa to really shine there and carry his team to a fantastic spot and a huge victory to start off that group stage as Caps will take a little bit of damage there from Rookie, whose Aftershock will be procced. Cap's not going to find himself the stun. Broxah shows up, but with no mana left on the mid laner, you're not going to find much of a fight here.
Still right time to show up in mid lane. He wants to ensure that Caps can push out the minion wave and back. Has a good back timing here. I imagine Sheen of Age will be the first pickup there. So mostly about just allowing for the pickup. Could go Merc Tread, so that's about 1,100 gold.
The Shy's getting pretty comfortable underneath that turret up here in the top lane. But hey, that's Sion versus Urgot. Urgot kind of showed up as one of those champions who could really put those tanks through the grinder, both literally and metaphorically. And we'll see how the Shy continues to hold up here as Ning and Rookie will take control over the second Scuttle Crab spawn.
Oh yeah, one of the other things, Broxah might go for a steal.
Broxah does manage to steal that one away, and now he's going in for the fight. Backs himself away with nothing else to find, but that's a great thing to find. Just walking by, stealing the crab effortlessly.
IG thought there would be no contest because actually Caps was clearing minions in the mid lane. But Hylissang walks up. He feels strong enough to actually go for the Scuttle contest. Picks it up kind of against the flow of play. Nice play there by Broxah.
Yeah, he's able to move in. Another big thing that we mentioned leading up to this was the vision on Scuttle Crabs that you talked about. Big part of that is when you take one and you get vision of the other one, then you know exactly where the second is going to come up, and both of them very well aware there, jumping on. The only difference really that we have as far as meaningful play early on in this game, and this game has gone fairly differently than a lot of the analysts predicted as far as the solo lanes because of champion select. You know, so much more important bottom lane, but here's a teleport.
TP coming in. Looks like they're trying to bait Caps into going in on this one. He will find the stun down on a Rookie, but now going to get himself away. Ulti going to come down. Caps still getting away for now. The Claw will not be followed, and IG's plan will not succeed.
Very necessary flash. And again, the way to mid lane, lit by these control wards down that river highway, allowed for the jungler and the support to go try and affect this mid lane matchup. Now, the summoner was blown, but that is very good for Caps that he was able to get it off in time and get under turret.
It was certainly a maximum value flash as he got away from the buffered headbutt pulverize from the Alistar as well. Do want to note that he actually made a very late change over to the Ignite away from Cleanse, so he doesn't have a second defensive summoner as Whippo actually being shoved around by the Shy.
Whippo flashing away there from the ulti coming out from the Shy. Both of them very low on mana, but Whippo did not want to take any sort of a risk on Ning maybe being nearby to finish that one off. So Summoner Spell down means you may see IG look towards that top side as Broxah, with the ultimate available, will clear out some vision here from the river.
And now Ning is level 6 with a 4.5 minute plan of getting a successful gank off on mid or top. Both solo lane summoners are down in a solo lane focused meta. That means Fnatic have to do a lot of dotting of I's and crossing of T's with vision. Otherwise, there should be a bounty of kills available by IG.
If plenty of kills show up, it'll be, of course, nice for Broxa, who is running the Dark Harvest on the Lee Sin, so we'll see how well he's able to farm that one up as the game goes on. Rookie going to be stunned up there underneath his turret, but not too worried about it. He'll just continue piling up that CS. He does have a slight lead over his opponent, but nothing crazy.
And this is the game that viewers at home should know, whether you watch the entire tournament, if you're tuning in for just the final. These are the two teams with the most champion kills per minute in the entire tournament. So while we have no kills in the first 8 minutes, don't adjust your sets if we have a kill a minute action if things heat up.
Yeah, in addition to that, in their respective regions, the LPL and the EU LCS, they also had the fastest game times and the most kills per minute for both of these teams heading here. So this game, you can tell, #1, opening up the World Championship, coming out and just kind of testing.
Now, keep your fingers crossed though, Kobe. Caster Curse is a real thing. Let's not lead to that, Caster Curse. We want that bloodthirsty action.
I would love to see a lot of action, and when IG played earlier in the tournament, when they were playing up against KT Rolster in the quarterfinals, we looked at them and they had slowed down their game pace a little bit, and that all had to do with going up against KT. As soon as we saw them back in going against G2 in the semifinals, they did not lose a single objective. They had the fastest best of 5 in the main event, and they were just bloodthirsty once again. So we'll see how well that plays out now as Fnatic set themselves up for maybe making a play here against the Shy, who does still have his flash. Ning will also shadow this lane, expecting something to potentially happen. Let's see if who's going to pull the trigger first kind of becomes the question here. The Shy down 1 level right now. See if he can maybe find that for himself and then begin the fight. Does hit the level 8. Whippo goes in. Broxa going to be seen now, moving back and forth between the brushes maybe. Instead, it's just Shy going back underneath the turret as Ning waits around on the tri-brush, gets himself away, doesn't want anything to do with this fight, recognizes there's got to be something going on.
Definitely a lot of safety first stuff there from Ning, who could have taken an invitation to go in earlier, doesn't. Fnatic walking up to mid lane at the same time, just sniffing around Rookie.
Trying to make this happen now. 3-man gank me, I will 3-man gank you back, but Fnatic will not find any success there.
Yeah, and the bottom lane does have a slight CS lead there for Fnatic, but they need to get back down to the bottom lane to clean up that minion wave after they gank towards mid without losing anything. Looks like Reckless will be able to do it, and everything's safe and sound.
Now this game, still no kills 10 minutes in, but the important thing I'm looking at right now, Rookie has his proto belt completed. This item, as a first item, costs significantly less than most other items will. Caps now going to be CC'd. Broxton making his way towards the fight. Ning looking to go in, jumps back, able to find the stun. Cap's going to be taken very low. Hextech Ultimatum comes out, but it's first blood over to Ning. IG find themselves 1, but it doesn't look like they'll likely be able to find the second just yet. Broxton gets himself away, but it's still Fnatic who come out on the wrong end of the fight.
The patience pays off here. Invictus Gaming are able to return to the mid lane before Caps' flash comes back up from their previous gank and get him without the flash. Now, they opted to try and pull off the counter there with Broxa coming from behind Raptor.
And it's all about the bookkeeping, like you say. When you know about the summoner advantage, this becomes a more controlled play. We're watching the replay, and once Rookie locks on with the ultimate, there's definitely going to be the all-in attempt from IG. Broxa only enters the screen now, and Caps feels like his best way to go forward to negate the stun is to engage at this point, but through the ultimate here, no maximum value kick available for Broxa. He actually keeps that throughout the entire fight.
Very good ultimate there by Ning as well to be able to dodge the damage as well as get down Hextech Ultimatum, finish off that kill for Invictus Gaming.
But Invictus Gaming, despite the fact that they got first blood, despite the fact that it comes along with assist money, the game is still even in terms of gold, and you can look at the jungle and look at the AD carry positions and how well they're out farming their opponents when you want to figure out why that is.
Yeah, Lee Sin, as you mentioned, with Dark Harvest, trying to get as many of those stacks as possible early. Early Tiamat completion means he can rip through those camps very quickly, and had done so.
And I think as this game goes forward, we look at the team comps here. I think Fnatic will definitely err towards the 1-3-1, but they have good team fighting options. You look at IG and you say a lot of setup CC and a Kai'Sa. That's kind of how you think about it. Good burst damage coming through from the Lissandra. But if Aurelia, one of the big reasons we saw movement away from champions like Kai'Sa, is able to get to backline and just negate Jackie, even go 1-for-1, you feel like Fnatic has so much more damage on their side. Not by a landslide, but certainly considerable damage options to win the 5v5. So they'll start off with the 1-3-1, but the right flank, and anything's possible for Fnatic.
But I like IG's idea of starting off trying to target Caps here, because Caps has been a player who's been put under quite a lot of pressure by a lot of different teams so far, and up against Cloud9, he had a bit more breathing room, and he really was able to pop off, but when teams can target him and keep him more under control, that could be a good avenue for IG to make something happen as the Shy's not able to get himself away just yet, flashing out of the way of the harpoon to stay alive.
Yep, Bwipo's going to earn an extra summoner spell here, but he's also earned the attention of the rest of Invictus Gaming, and he's going to have to flash out.
As soon as he saw Ning, he was getting the hell out of dodge.
Yeah, the Goon Squad was coming in from every direction. Smart to flash away. Also holds onto his stopwatch with that play. Good heads-up stuff, and a bit of a map reset here, although Caps
has decided to go after Rookie here. Aftershock going to be keeping Rookie a little bit safe. Over the wall comes Ning, looking to issue that Hextech ultimatum. Flash already going to be used. Caps trying to get himself away, but he's brought down for the second time this game. And IG have his number.
That's one of the big drawbacks of Aurelia mid. A lot of the presence of this champion relies on going in, the melee threat. Invictus Gaming are there again. They roam down to mid lane, and they get the first turret bonus.
They're going to keep pushing. It was a mistake by Caps. He knew they were on top side. A lapse of judgment. Opened himself up for this damage. There could be 2 turrets, and there's still a minion wave here.
Invictus Gaming, no plans on stopping anytime soon. Fnatic will at least get the bottom lane tier 1 in retaliation, but instantly losing 2 turrets in the mid lane is quite a victory for IG.
Reckless is the hope here for Fnatic. Their bottom lane winning in CS, as well as able to push down that bottom lane turret in exchange for the 2 that Invictus got.
Oh, Broxa gets himself the flash into the kick. Remember, Shy has no flash available. He will be taken down here. Broxa makes sure of it with the Sonic Wave, and Fnatic will get themselves on the kill board.
We'll actually use the heal just to get a kill involvement on that particular kill. We'll go back now, had no mana at the end of that one, but that entire play here is an avoidable risk by Caps. He goes in, surfs in, takes the stun and register it, and the moment you commit this HUD, knowing that Baolan had already roamed and the Ning should be topside, it is a mistake coming through from Caps.
Here we go though, Fnatic are on the board already, starting up the Rift Herald, teleport comes in.
IG not willing to let this go away without a fight. TP going to be used by Fnatic. Rookie's going to be off to the side. In the middle goes Bwipo, going to be popping the shield, giving himself alive. Balo on the target, stunned up but not brought down just yet. Reckless going to be firing from the back with the curtain call, but the fear goes off! Bwipo grabs the kill down onto the enemy support, but can they find anything else? They're trying to get Hillsong away into the back, but Jackie Love has already found himself that mark here as well. Bwipo's taken down by Ning. The Rift Arrow goes their way as well, and IG have won themselves another fight.
Really patient stuff from IG. They kept playing around Jackie Love instead of engaging too hard, and it paid off in space. They're chasing for more. Here's Ning.
Caps and Broxa in some trouble now, wanting to get themselves away. Stun comes through. Ning's going to be only held at bay for a moment as the Shy will collect the money on that one.
And after that, Invictus Gaming have a clear route towards the top turret. Jackie Love should be able to get solo gold on this, thus making up the difference from the bottom lane and funneling a lot of money onto the late game Kai'Sa here. That is exactly what they want.
And remember what I said earlier, in groups when IG beat Fnatic that first time, Jackie was absolutely monstrous on Kai'Sa, and getting him off to this start is a wonderful step for this team if they want to find that first win here. Let's take another look in the Acer Predator replay.
I will start the replay here with Fnatic with positioning on the Rift Hub. It doesn't mean much when there's still 2,000 health left on it. Bwipo has to teleport in aggressively. I want you to track Jackie Love, who starts this fight knocked up, but is never under any threat after that point. And at the start, it doesn't matter. The suppression comes in. You think the fear beyond death is going to decide it, but Jackie Love is always free hitting as the replay rolls on.
Yeah, him being able to go offensive there, finding the kill onto Hillsong and finishing up the chase, allowing an easy kill on the Rift Herald as well, means that Invictus Gaming now with a substantial early game lead.
And that's what a lot of people were looking at when comparing these two teams coming into this matchup. The name of the game was, oh yeah, Fnatic's got the team play, but IG has these stars that can really shine if they get ahead. The question is, are they ahead enough now that we're almost 17 minutes into the game, moving into the mid game to really make that shine and be able to crush Fnatic despite their incredible cohesion as a squad?
And it's definitely a question we have to adjust our expectations to item on item. I would say that while we outline Fnatic being a 1-3-1 comp that from the right flank could teamfight, IG is just pure teamfight, set up CC and burst, and then Jackie Love. So you'd have to say they knew where their bread was buttered on cleaner in the couple of engagements we've seen. The items are rolling. It's not 2 item yet on Jackie Love, but Fnatic need to really consider their setups, and if we're not seeing Caps hold down JackeyLove and kill him, you're gonna have to really rethink a lot of your fights.
And a big thing here for this game has been Invictus Gaming and their use of the control wards and that fog of war that it does provide to allow them to roam around and help each other out. Right now, they're trying to invade through Fnatic's jungle onto Bwipo.
They're collapsing onto the Fnatic top laner, who will find himself caught between a rock and a hard place and 5 members of IG. You can shoot a harpoon into anyone you want, but you're not getting anything but a gray screen.
And when you don't have carry top lanes, when you have tanks, you can afford to go for these sort of vision missions through uncharted territory, pick up kills, put down the Rift Herald, and they already got 2 turrets in the mid lane. How about another 2 if they can push through bot?
These 2 turret pushes are just going fantastically for Invictus Gaming, who will now push onto that second one here. Fnatic want to try to hold on 4 men strong, but the Shy is saying no. He decides to go in, going to be tanking up for now. IG turning attention back onto the turret. Caps knocked up into the air, going to be taking quite a lot of damage, getting himself away for now. Ning goes in, Hextech ultimatum going to be used. Shelly's still in the front line, but Caps going to be taken down in the back. Ning getting himself away. The flourish will not find its way on him for the snipe. Fnatic still in a 4 versus 5. The Shy still on the front line. They might be able to bring him down if they can make that fire find on the target correctly as Balon goes right back in. They're going to be looking to find yet another big fight. Brox is taken down, but the Fear Beyond Death will come in and find fear onto multiple people. Bwipo gets himself away, and Fnatic will hold the line with a shutdown onto JackeyLove.
5 turrets now have been taken by Invictus Gaming, only 18.5 minutes into this game. Caps there going very aggressively, trying to create a play for Fnatic to get back into this game, but only ends up going down and opening up the path for more objectives there for Invictus Gaming. Now, it should be a reset, but there is a large gold difference here that will be very difficult to overcome.
And Kobe, the gold lead here that is there, about 5,000 odd gold, is the reason that IG keep their foot jammed on the accelerator. They keep taking fights where a 1-item Jhin can't do relevant damage to the front line of IG, especially not the Scion, who's stacking armor. We watched the replay here, and at the start, JackeyLove can't do damage. You think, okay, maybe this will be the disengage. Caps dives in, and if there's an extra item there, he might have threat, but the kills don't come through, and it's only right at the tail end when the Shy exposes himself and takes the full stun here that you understand there might have been a chance of Fnatic if the gold wasn't on so one-sided.
Yeah, then there's the re-engage as Baolang goes in on the Alistar to get the stun. Bwipo, very nice ultimate here with the Fear Beyond Death, does get the kill and the fear to allow Fnatic to stop the push.
You do think of a different fight where the items were there and maybe Reckless could be the cleanup crew. He was able to finish his rapid fire cannon as that replay took on, but it's never been Jin's kind of strongest point, trying to puncture through a tank, and it's not even the Hail of Blades Jhin that has that extra auto attack damage.
Yeah, so far Invictus Gaming strategy, allowing Caps this melee risky style assassin that has to play up in the lane and then focusing him. You sometimes forget how young this guy is with how much success he has had this year, and especially in Europe, but Invictus Gaming really putting that pressure to good use.
Fnatic are finding themselves in a spot that they haven't often found themselves in so far this tournament. This is a team that has only been in a major deficit 13% of the time. This is not familiar territory. This is not a way that they have played much League of Legends in the past few weeks, and we need to see how well they can adapt to this 5,500 gold deficit now that we're 20 minutes in.
And on the side of Invictus Gaming, I would definitely commend Ning. This is a jungler that has had a lot of criticism to go along with the praise. This time around, so many of the plays were created because Invictus Gaming controlled the vision. They allowed their support and jungler to go influence the game.
I think in general, they've thought through all their skirmishes and their map movements really smartly in this game on. They're not showing the stage nerves that can shine through in such a big situation like this Monarch Gymnasium Incheon crowd. They're turning onto Baron here as IG, but there is a spotting ward from Fnatic. What can they do to respond to this, though? Brock's going to lead from the front.
They'll have to find some way to work their way in here. Balon takes a little bit of damage, but bottom side, the Shy going in for the solo kill onto Bwipo. We talked about how the Shy win condition might not be possible on a champion like Sion, but he's here to prove us wrong. The Decimate going to be used, but Bwipo may now be able to find the kill for himself. Will not. Backs away. The Fear Beyond Death had already been used, so there was no execute. But the Shy is relentless.
He's got Thorn Mayo, Iceborne Gola, and Ninja Tabi. He gives no cares at all about Bwipo on a dive like that, but Caps wants to get a kill on the board for himself.
Here's some of that Fnatic team play. They're bringing Caps around with the mop and bucket to try to clean the Shy up, but a quick roar into a All right, Caps just gonna wait. He knows the range of that ability. And not gonna find himself too much here, but meanwhile, the Shy is just a big old distraction. Caps can kill the meatball in the bottom lane, but what are they going to do about the Baron being taken? Broxa and Hylissang going to be controlled and bursted down. The shutdown credit goes over to Caps in the bottom lane, but it's going to be a 1-for-2. Whitbo now has to try to get himself away as IG have found anyone who tried to interfere with their efforts, and it looks like they'll find even more now. Ning goes in, he issues the ultimatum, and the price is death. Balon cashes in, and we're going to see what else they can do.
That was a really nice play there from IG. They started on the Baron, and you look at the team comp they have, hard CC, and the ability for the Kai'Sa to reposition. That is where they want to force positive terrain plays. They were able to so cleanly turn around, take out 3 members of Fnatic. They don't finish off the Baron, but they push out the waves, they pad the gold, and they're in a comfortable spot.
Let's take another look at this attempt here from Invictus Gaming. While they've got 2 members fighting on the bottom of the map, Balon is able to get over the wall, initiate onto Broxa and Hylissang there. They find the 2 kills, and then because Ning does have his ultimate, they finish this up on Whippo, even though he's taking on Urgot. 4 members of Invictus Gaming able to take him down and find the extra kill.
Not tanky enough, that is for certain, but hey, I see another Glacial Shroud in the Shy's inventory. He's saying, man, you guys really like physical damage champions, and that means I really like armor. It's gonna be nigh impossible to kill this guy without a strict concentrated effort of 5 members, but if 5 members are bursting down the Shy, well, the rest of IG, who by the way, are decked out in items. Hourglass, Proto Belt, 2 M-Pen items on the mid laner, as well as having Jackie working on the 3rd item now with the Ginsu's completed. They will shred Fnatic health bar.
The Shy's gonna pop a Righteous Glory, I imagine, with this next armor item, run at Reckless, and if he wastes Reckless's time, there's no bark behind the bite here. It feels like Cap's not gonna be able to actually have true threat 1.5 items in at 24 minutes, and that's where things do fall apart. They could never set up a 1-3-1 because they were losing 2 turrets time and time again. They may lose a Baron right now.
IG forcing the issue onto that big objective once more. Ning down to about half HP, Baron gonna be down to 1/4, the Shy running interference, and Baron will be secured by the side of Invictus Gaming. What else can they find? Caps tries to continue to get himself away. The Shy running in, unstoppable with that charge, but he's gonna be stunned up and taken down, but not fast enough. Whippo looking to find some more damage, the Shy getting himself away, Jackie grabbing the kill onto Caps. In the meantime, Whippo getting himself 1 in return onto the Shy, but now he's got the passive, and they're taking the entirety of the fight. Hillsong tries to get away, but Whippo's already gonna be brought down, and Broxa and Reckless stand only to fall. A double kill over to Ning, and Fnatic have 1 man remaining. Invictus Gaming has not lost a game with Baron at Worlds, and they're not looking to change that now.
Yep, looking to make quick work of Fnatic space right now. 1 inhibitor turret down, inhibitor to go here. Will they continue the push or reset?
Caps and Hylissang up in 5 seconds. IG decide there's no reason to make a big risk. Head back to base, buy up, you're 10,000 gold ahead, and then go for the jugular.
Definitely, and you love it when a plan comes together, as it did for IG. The goaltending on Broxa means he's never in smite range, ends up getting taken down by that passive proc coming through from the Kai'Sa. They can dive in with Reckless Abandon because they always have tanks who can reposition, interrupt, and ensure there's no actual threat onto Jackie Love, who continues to pad his stats with kills. The fear beyond death could have been a team fight changer in a different game. It wasn't here.
Yeah, even though Whippo on the Urgot has a Black Cleaver for armor shred and has the ultimate try and execute 25% health, getting that single kill took the entire firepower of all of the Fnatic team. After that, Invictus Gaming still able to use their gold lead, and this one is massive. 10,000 already for Invictus Gaming in game number 1.
When I look at a game of League of Legends and talk about coming back into it, or what do you do to turn this one around? You reach a point where it's no longer in your hands. It's up to your opponents almost to make the misplay, and we are far past that point now as IG start very forcefully knocking on the door to the top lane of the Fnatic base. The Shy goes in with a Righteous Glory. They're gonna find the lockdown onto Whippo first as Rookie makes the dive into the back here now as well with the ultimate. Caps trying to get himself away, but he's only gonna be postponing the inevitable. Jackie Love continues going further into the back. Reckless already down. Caps gonna be following him now as well. It's a clean ace for nothing. And Invictus Gaming, 27 minutes into the game, they'll take the second second inhibitor just to say we could. And they will push now onto both Nexus turrets, onto the Nexus itself, and they will leave.